Hello everybody, this is Sturmgeschütz 4, aka Globulus. This is a 6-player free-for-all. I fight as the Armenians. I have 1 cataphract archer, 2 regular cataphracts. I have 2 regular archers, 2 Armenian legionnaires, and 2 Armenian heavy pike. The Seleucid player, under the command of Children of Ares, has 1, 2, looks like 3 archers. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 6 Silver Shield Legionnaires, and he has 3 cataphracts as well. Now this was supposed to be a CWB rules game, but as you can see, Soviet Blitzer, commander of the Numidians, decided to bring some onagers. So he has a unit of onagers. He has 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like 4 units of Numidian mercenary, or pardon me, Numidian legionnaires. Has 1, 2 units of Numidian archers. Has some Numidian missile cavalry. Has Numidian camel riders, as well as some long shield cav, and a unit of General's bodyguard. Now, a Macedonian player under command of Octavius, which I'm proud to say I've played against before. Really good player. He has 2 units of companion cav. There's Macedon here. He's got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units of Royal Pikemen. Yeah. And he has 2 regular Macedonian archers. We have a Carthaginian player here, commanded by Rome GM. He has 3 units of Carthaginian slingers, 1, 2, 3 units of Sacred Band spearmen, 1 unit of Balearic spearmen, and 1 unit of round shield cavalry. Last but not least, over here we have Augustus. He has 1, 2, 3 Spartan hoplites. He has 3 armored hoplites and 3 cav units, all General's bodyguard. Now we'll head back over this way, since this is where most of the action starts, between myself and the Seleucid player, Children of Ares. I'll just kind of guide you through this and let you guys draw your own conclusions. Now what I do here in a moment is I basically concentrate all my archer fire on his 1 lone unit of archers sitting here, and I pretty much decimate him on his left wing with his archers. There's a few mistakes I make in this game, and well, I'm sure you guys will all let me know. But the main reason I'm showing this is because I destroy the Seleucid army as well as the Numidian army coming up here in a few minutes. So 2 armies with the Armenians. Did more or less the same thing in a game that was also a 6-player free-for-all. against, I believe Octavius was in that game as well. You can see Rexasaur. He has a review of that battle. I have a commentary I put on that same video on my channel, so if y'all want to take a peek, go for it. As you can see, I've routed his archers already. I'm trying basically right now to make him spread out a little bit more. I was trying to get him to spread out so I could try to attack his flanks of his legionnaires with my cataphracts, but he doesn't really take the bait the way I want him to. Macedonian player doesn't really do much up until towards the end, so really not much point in going over there and doing anything. The Greeks, the Greek city-states, Carthaginians, they fight, and well, frankly, the Carthaginians beat the hell out of them. So we'll just kind of go from there. Here we have my cataphract archers and my regular archers just changing fire. His archers as well as pouring some fire down on his legionnaires. And as you can see here in the background, we've got Soviet Blitzer with his onagers he's not supposed to have, trying to bombard myself and this nuisance here. I said on my last game that I posted, I always try to leave Armenian legionnaires fire at will mode on, because you only have 3 Pila, and you might as well use it while you have it. The legionnaires aren't the greatest, but their Pila does give them a distinct advantage against some other units. I make kind of a mistake here. I get kind of lured into a cav fight that I really didn't want to get into, so I lose quite a few cataphracts here. Over here on my right, I have some of my phalanx heavy spearmen taking on some of his legionnaires. Now I've got my legionnaires taking on his legionnaires on his left. I've got one heavy spearman in reserve, which I'm getting ready to send over to my left right now. And all the while I have my cataphract archers sitting here pouring fire into his cataphracts. Now he notices I'm slowly beating his cataphracts, so he tries to send over a legionnaire to help, but they're a little late. So, I mean, like I said, I do lose a lot of cataphracts here, but I end up destroying what he has. So the cav fight is pretty much under control as far as I go. Here on my right flank, finishing off his legionnaires here, and I finally route these legionnaires here, and I bring my archers in to attack his archers here a little closer range.
Like a frightened child. Now attack and break the will of his followers.
As soon as I get him routing, well, his infantry units anyway, destroy his cav, I try to take down as many archers as I can, because I know I need to get back over here on the
as enemies, these men are perfect.
On my right flank, so I can get in position to fight the Numidians, because I know they're going to be coming for me with these onagers. I don't want these onagers. I need to close the distance fast, which I don't really do at first, but I end up speeding things up a little bit, trying to get there, because I notice he's starting to take a heavy toll on my spearmen. Go go over here to the Greek city-state Carthaginian fight for just a moment. Have the Greek city-states, they didn't bring any archers, which I thought was kind of strange, because this was a scored resolution fight. Figured they would have brought some Cretans, maybe got rid of one of these armored hoplites in favor of a unit of Cretans, but they decided not to do that. Only brought the Spartans, these armored hoplites, and the general's bodyguard, and the Carthaginians just, well, wiped the floor with them. This battle really doesn't last too long, but as soon as it's over, the Macedonian player, he comes up and faces off against the Carthaginians. That comes a little bit later. And we have me back over here taking fire from the onagers. I've finally routed the Seleucid archers, so I'm trying to get in a position to fight the Numidian player. My spearmen are pretty much intact. My legionnaires, they took quite a bit of damage. My cataphracts took quite a bit of damage. My archers are pretty much are intact as well. And my two regular archer units, they're more or less intact also. And again, over there in the background, we have the Macedonian player, Armenians, just kind of sitting there, seeing what's going on, seeing who should attack. But right about here is where I decided I need to start getting up there closer to the Numidians in a hurry, because the onagers are just tearing holes in my spearmen. So I try to get them up there as quick as I can. I end up taking them out of phalanx formation just to run them up there, because these onagers are just killing me. Well, let's go back over here to the Greek city-state fight against the Carthaginians real fast. Carthaginians. There's not much going on here with the Greeks and Carthaginians. I believe they're going to have a cav fight here. And these Balearic slingers are going to assist the cav in these round shields and taking out the general's bodyguard. But I believe he moves the slingers up here shortly and just decimates the Spartans with their armor-piercing projectiles. Going back over here to my battle with the Numidians, it's more or less already started. What I ended up doing over here was I went ahead and charged with my cataphracts just to draw his cavalry in. Then I used my cataphract archers, and well, to great effect, as Rexasaur said once. I use my cataphracts archers just like cataphracts when they're out of missiles. So one thing you gotta kind of be aware with me, I suppose. One thing I don't understand is why Soviet Blitzer here is using fire arrows to attack me, because they're not quite as effective at taking out enemies. As you can see, the cav fight over here, I'm slowly winning it.
The enemy general shows his value. He is filled only by a desire to save his own skin.
Now it gets kind of confusing here.
The enemy general
I do
has
end
been
up.
killed. Now we will see the measure of
I end
his
up winning the cavalry
courage.
fight, and it gets somewhat confusing here because Soviet Blitzer just kind of moves his men around all over the place. So I have to kind of react to how he's acting. It kind of confuses me. I'll have to honestly admit. Here we have Numidian legionaries. They're just trying to tear into my spearmen here. I have my own support legionaries, and I bring my cataphract archers back and rear charge his Numidians. and it actually proved to do quite well. There he just took out some of his own men with his onagers. So apparently Soviet Blitzer decided he didn't want to, he wanted to continue to fire even though I was well within range of hitting his own troops. And here we have my legionaries versus Soviet Blitzer's legionnaires. And I believe he ends up routing my unit now. And what happens is I end up reforming over here, and what I saw as Soviet Blitzer's main problem was is once he had my units routing, he never chased them down. He played basically played defense the entire game, the entire battle here. And as soon as my units stopped routing, I brought them back into the battle, and eventually I just for lack of a better word, I used a lot better tactics than he did to win this matchup between myself and him. Let's go back over here to the Greek city-states Carthaginian fight. Looks like it's taking off pretty good here. The Greek city-state player, not quite sure why he's not peeling off one of his armored hoplites to try to deal with some of this cav. He's got some of his cav here. He should be worried about these slingers, because these slingers are just going to tear him to pieces. He did hit the Blair slingers, but what he didn't do, and I think he should have done, is peel off a couple of the armored hoplites to support his cavalry when the cavalry did attack the slingers. And the Macedonian player, Octavius, finally bringing up his troops. Like I said, as soon as he ends up basically up here on this hill, Greek city-state army is gone, and the Carthaginian player, who eventually wins the game, you know, like I said, because it's a score resolution, he ends up winning the game, but he more or less destroys the Greek city-states and then destroys Macedon. As you can see here in the background, I've got a lot of Numidian units starting to rout now. I basically just use this one spear unit and my cataphracts to, or what's up to my cataphracts, to beat what he has left, which is actually quite amazing, because if he would have moved his troops around in a better way, he could have hit me from two sides and probably would have killed me. But he decided on frontal assaults, and I end up taking advantage of that and getting some rear and side charges myself with what's up to my cataphracts. But I'll just kind of let you guys watch this, and any suggestions or advice or comments, just feel free to leave them on my channel here. I always look for good advice and things like that. Now here's where I bring my 4 cataphracts back, and these cataphracts actually make a huge difference in this battle. Like I said, he's got me completely outnumbered, but when I charge him with the cataphracts, he just completely starts to lose it. Like I said, the rear and side charges just decimate. I do another charge here in a moment, but if he would have circled his legionnaires maybe around the left flank of my phalanx here, he could have got me from behind and probably routed my spearmen, but he decided not to do that, attacked me head on, and paid for it in the end.
As enemies, these men are perfect. They are running from the battle in terror.
A Soviet blitzer at this point, the Numidian commander here, he was completely dumbfounded that my army defeated his. He didn't understand how, so he was kind of, I wouldn't say talking shit, but he was talking a lot. I'll just leave it at that. And he did not understand it whatsoever how I defeated his army, because I was really half decimated by the time I got to it because of
The enemy
his
general
monitors
has
in the
been
battle with
killed.
the Seleucids.
Now we will see the measure of his soldiers' courage.
And in the background there, you see Macedon and Carthage. They're getting closer to one another, but they really don't fight up until towards the end of this video. So, and what really makes them fight is me coming up from behind the Macedonian player. If I wouldn't have done that, they probably would have just sat there and looked at each other until someone decided they wanted to make a move. Because the Carthaginian player didn't lose a whole lot fighting against the Greek city-states. And the Macedonian player, Artanius, I don't know why, but he just he wasn't aggressive at all in this match, which kind of surprised me because he was somewhat aggressive in my last game with him. So I was kind of dumbfounded by that. And of course, there's some Numidians coming back. I couldn't chase them down, and because they were routing him, but I couldn't chase them down because my troops were so damn exhausted from all the fighting. But I do end up coming back, and I do chase them down and rout everyone. But by the end of this fight, these three cataphracts here, they started off with just one experienced chevron, and by the end of this fight, before they're killed by the Macedonian player later on, they end up and have 3 silver chevrons. So they did a lot of fighting.
Chase them from the field and give them no rest or pity.
In fact, I might even show you the kills per unit at the end of this, just to kind of give you an idea of what my army did. I go back over here real fast to the Carthage and Macedon standoff. So they're really not doing anything. They're just sitting here looking at one another. It looks like the Carthaginian player, he's moving, but he's moving slowly. Now, if I was a Macedonian player here, I would charge up as quick as I could, just because Carthage has a hill advantage. Well, not exactly a hill, but a slope. But that slope means a difference when it gives your slingers that much extra range. And these slingers can tear these pikes to pieces. So I was kind of surprised that Octavius didn't move his pikes up here as fast as possible, just to deny the enemy the luxury of the extra range with sloped ground here. And as you can see here in the background, I'm bringing my guys up here. I have one remaining unit of 49 heavy spearmen and my 3 cataphracts. I'm going to have them just kind of sit here and rest for a few minutes. Basically, they're too tired to do much anything else. So I just figured I would sit here and rest them enough. Like I said, this is a scored battle, so in a minute I actually end up coming up here just to try to get a few extra kills, but that doesn't pan out very well for me. But in all honesty, I didn't expect to win this game. Usually in score resolution, at least it's been my observation, that when there's Roman players, they're always the best to go after first, simply because I believe scored resolution, it's my understanding that it goes by the amount of denarii each unit is worth, and that's how it's based. That's how it's quality kill based. At least that's my what I've been told about it. So I try to take out Romans first, or any of the strong units. Like maybe it's usually the Spartans or the Romans is who I usually go after first. My last game, I went after the Romans first, and I actually won that game with the Armenians. Like I said, that's on Rexasaur's channel as well as mine. If you want to watch them, Rexasaur did a pretty good review of it, and I got some pretty good constructive criticism from him, which I welcome. I mean, that's part of the game. Learn from your own mistakes. you want to see it on my channel, I'm sure the voice is staticky for you, just like it probably will be in this video. Can't quite solve that problem, but on my channel, it's, you know, my perspective of it, where, like I said, on Rex's Horde channel, it's my video, but I let him review it because, you know, it's good to have two perspectives of the same battle. So, sort of a learning lesson. So, you know, anyway, let's go on and finish this battle up. In fact, I might fast forward this here just a second, because nothing really happens here. I mean, the Carthaginians move up and they start exchanging fire with the Macedonians. But here's where I bring up my calves and my my spearmen. Figured I'd try to just get a few kills in here, but, well, you'll see how that works out in a minute.
Your general has chosen cowardice and runs away! How can soldiers fight for such a creature?
And again, here I didn't understand why Octavius was using fire arrows to kill my cataphracts. He could have just used regular arrows and it would have worked out much better.
Oh, to command the enemy instead of this rabble! Your soldiers are running away!
Now, Octavius did do the right move here. He used his companions, kept one in front of me, swung one around behind me and attacked from both sides. Like I said, Soviet Blitzer, if he had done that earlier himself with his legionnaires, he probably would have beat it. Now this fight doesn't last a long time. You'll notice it says 2,804,800 over here on the right hand side of the screen for the time counter. That's mainly because there was a glitch in the game, and there was a Carthaginian player would kill one retreating pikeman. The pikeman would show up in another spot in the battlefield, so it was kind of a pain in the ass. That was a good cavalry charge by the companions, but what he didn't count on, I think he just tried to catch the Carthaginians by surprise. But the Carthaginian player actually got his sacred bands turned to face the companions at the time, and this I do not understand at all. I'm not sure why you would charge into pikes that way. If anything, he could have ran his companions around and got these Polaric slingers, and then got the rest of these round shield cavalry before, you know, he would have had the cav advantage after that, and probably would have won the fight. But there was just no way, after he lost his cav, he could have won this fight. You'll see what I mean here in just a second. And also, if I was Octavius, I would have spread out my pikes a little bit more. It's almost too much of a box formation. See, like I said, because it looks like, as you can see from this angle, he's fighting or the Carthaginians are attacking downhill. And if Octavius would have come up here and gotten the high ground, got the slope a little sooner, there's a good chance this fight would have ended differently. Although earlier when he did launch his companion attack against the right of the Carthaginian line, I thought what he did with his archers was a smart thing. He tried to take out as many of the sacred band spearmen on that side as he could, but of course it didn't do much because he used fire arrows. If he would have used regular arrows, there's a possibility that he would have broke the right flank of Carthaginians. But here the Carthaginians get a good hammer and hit will strike, and they end up basically destroying the right flank of the Macedonian army. Yeah, this is just about over with. Like I said, if Macedonian player, I noticed a few mistakes that he made. I mean, I'm not saying I'm perfect, but I would have fought for the high ground. I wouldn't have used the fire arrows, and it really ends up what dooms him, to be honest. At least in my opinion. Here's the round shields trying to finish off the companions. We still have the slingers. They're just tearing away at the pikeman that's left. And this won't last long. He's got Rome GM here has command of the flanks.
The enemy general flees like a frightened child. Now attack and break the will of his followers.
Now I gotta fast forward this. There's really nothing else that happens in this. I want to fast forward this just so I can bring up the result screen. So kind of bear with me here.
The enemy flee! Chase them from the field and give them no rest or pity!
Like I said, this would probably only be around 24
the enemy general has
or
been
about
killed.
2.4
now we
mil
will see the
side
measure
here.
of these soldiers' courage.
But because of the glitch, it lasts a little bit, quite a bit longer. But like I said in my last video, I'm more of a Napoleonic history kind of person. Prince of Macedon, he gets into the more ancient era, where I'm more Napoleonic era. So that's my what would you call it? I'll have a word here. That's my forte, I suppose you could call it. So I do know quite a bit about Napoleonic history. But there is two Napoleon generals that don't get a whole lot of credit. Marshal Davout and Marshal Massena. They're probably two of the best generals that Napoleon Bonaparte had, but they don't get much credit. And a lot of people even say Napoleon was kind of a tyrant. You know, history is written by those who win the wars, so you can't really go with that too much. The best you can do is get all the angles, get all the aspects, and draw your own conclusions. But that's just my 2 cents. Finally almost over. And as you can see, I finished second, so I did well. I was way behind in total kills. Oh, I'm sorry. Or I was really close in total kills. But like I said, my kills weren't as quality based as Rome GM's, so that's why I lost the game. But good game of all of my opponents. As you can see here, my first unit of cataphracts, 360 casualties inflicted, 253 for my cataphract archers. So really a great game for my use use of cataphracts and cataphract archers. But like I said, good game to my opponents.